Okay. Um, Starting on time today, or whatever time it says that I'm supposed to be starting, which I think is 10 now. Welcome to part 2 of the 2006 Caltrain trip. I forget what number of trips I'm up to on Caltrain. I mean, I've done it a bunch, but I usually segment them off. I could probably just check just for the heck of it. I'm just sort of wondering off the top of my head. Um, the last one I did was 2019, and that would be 7. So I have seven full sets of Caltrain videos. I mean, photos. And additional odds and ends. Anyway, I think we stopped at Mountain View where the VTA is. VTA is interesting. I've ridden most of it. We have VTA 926 there at Mountain View. That's one of those light rail systems. Like what I just posted a thing from, or I just noticed that Dart uses the same kind of cost cutting the VTA does. Reverse directions into interlockings don't have signals. They'll have fixed markers that have a signal number. They'll have a lot of stuff with spring frogs, etc. So it's interesting that some light rail systems do try to keep the cost down. It's interesting that back in the 2006 time frame, what companies were the behemoths in Silicon Valley? Sun, Oracle, Microsoft, maybe. No, they were up in Redmond. But I mean, Google, I'm sure was, while a presence, was not probably quite as crazy as it was. It would have just purchased YouTube at the time. Apple would not have. There was no iPhone at this time. I have no idea where Facebook's based. I think they took over an old Sun building. Sun was always like the big one. We have Mountain View Station going back the other way. Oh, I lost all my things. 1 second, I gotta pull up some of my references. Oh, drat. Oh, this is always a pain. Oh, there they are. Wait, no. There it is. Well, I'll open up things as I need it. Let me just get, probably will need at least some sort of signal thing. Mountain View. Alright, that's good enough. This is Mary. I just realized that a lot of the gallery cars come from the mid '80s. I thought they were all purchased with the rebuild. That before that they were using like the Pullman Southern Pacific ones. Sorry, just thinking what I'm doing with this. Alright, sorry. I don't have a lot of comments right now. Oh, it's the anti-suicide sign. I'm assuming... Oh, man, I lost a ton of stuff. I gotta pull up my, Adobe Reader. That's right, I had a little, I had to reboot, so a lot of the stuff that I had up was no longer up, and I forgot that I had it up. CP Palm, Ralston, Alma, Mary, Sunnyvale. I think that's a station. Let me see if I can get that number on a subsequent. No. I forget which tech company is in Sunnyvale. It's something. I wonder if I even included that photo initially. So, Mountain View, Mary. Oh, you know what? I can use the same thing there. All right, next. I think Brian mentioned all the suicides. Yeah, I'm very. I mean, I guess the gallery cars were. It says they were rebuilt in 2000, but they always looked like they were, that the whole line was redone in that 2003 2004 time frame. I figured that's when they would have gotten like new gallery cars and stuff. They were using the it's like Metro. Metro uses the Pullmans all the way up. They were using a lot of Pullmans up through about the year 2000. They bought a ton of Nipponchero gallery cars in the first part of the aughts. So that's why I figured that Caltrain did the same thing. Here we have 928. See, what I always hate how you have, that's the train number, not the number. Again, put your damn number on the front of the train. How your tower operator is supposed to see what train's coming by. Well, I don't need to go and type that all in. I'll just get it from somewhere. Hold on. That one was one of the ones that was out of order. There we go. At a certain point, I realized that my rotate tool would let me keep the original timestamp on them, so that solved all my issues with out of order photos. I just have to wait to the year that I found that option. This is going to be Hendy. Now I just got to find an appropriate name for it. Nope, that's a bad one. God damn, there it is. Huh, I actually don't have like... Nah, I can't. I don't think. Yeah, it's all red on this, so I'm just gonna give it that designation. Yeah, the what they did with the passing pockets are really innovative. Even though I don't use the Dumbarton one, the ones at the north and south end of the line for the running passes are really neat. Despite the fact that each of them are so close to their respective terminals that you can't really it doesn't you basically have a local will leave and then 5 minutes later the express will leave past the local. But it still saves, and then they can pass another local at the other passing point. Like I said, I met the guy, one of the people who was one of the consultants who designed the whole system, and I thanked him. It's a great job. He came on one of my midwinter trips years ago, the one in like 2010, 2011. Didn't really get his name. That's one of those problems. I'm just not good with names, and I don't get it. So this is signal 40. There it is. There's nothing cleared up, so it's a three approach signals. Oh no, I've got the approach limited there. Whoops. Oh, that's the problem. I didn't sharpen it. So I was out today with the R32, one of the retirement runs in New York City today. I hung out in the back. They weren't letting people for COVID theater hygiene theater. They put a chain so you couldn't get next to the railfan windows. But because it's not my first rodeo, I had a what do you call it, wand, a selfie wand. Because when they do this with the kids in the holiday trains, you can't. The same thing happens, except they replace a chain with a billion kids. So I was able to get a reasonable video, but I haven't been able to see it. But I'm sure it's not the greatest. Lawrence. There's a whole bunch of different ways to spell Lawrence, so I always have to check. Notice we're a local. We're doing the stupid stuff. Also, congrats for building an underpass instead of a stupid ass overpass thing. God, I hate those. And people ask like, "Well, why did trains trace? Why does it cost so much?" It's like because we keep building these stupid overpasses. Just one of the many things that drives up the cost. Signal 41. Yeah, this is 2 advance approach and a oh yeah, that's flashing. That looks like it's approach limited, so I'll just give it the same thing. And don't even have to look. CP Bowers, Bowers, coming to the end of the speed signal territory. Alright. I guess that works. Alrighty. And, man, I was not on the ball with this one. Also, I wonder why there's a hand-operated turnout there. I wonder if that's still there. Yeah, well, it was back in 2006. I don't know if it's still there today. We can look. Should be right around in there. Sunnyvale. Is it not marked? Oh, yeah, there it is. Now they took out the hand throws. I guess the industry went away or something. Yeah, you can see where the old freight track used to be. Not looking so hot anymore. Okey-doke. Let's see what I can do with this. And the last one. Oh, it's the ever difficult CP Dela Cruz that I never quite know how to deal with. At least today it's a little more complicated. Back then it was simpler. But the issue was always they had back-to-back interlocking, so you'd have one signal on the front and one on the back. Very challenging to label. So we're now out of speed signal territory. Oops, wrong one. So despite not being speed signal, they still have the three-headed monster masts there at CP De La Cruz. Don't know if they're expecting to bring the speed signaling down. It would make sense. Yeah, see, they changed the limits. See, this is something else on the back. But here, in this photo, oh, it's CP, it's Coast. All right, never mind. One of these wasn't in service yet, and I think it was De La Cruz. So that's CP De La Cruz, but Coast starts there. So this is CP Coast. Let's see how CP Coast has changed. All right, here we go. Is Coast even in service on that track? Yeah, okay, there's CP Coast. Huh, and maybe it's not in service on track 1 anymore. Alright, let's see what we got. There's Coast. Yep, nope. Yep. CP Coast is no longer in service on track 2. Hope it's track 2. It's another thing I don't tell you what track things are. Yeah, so this switch was removed, and the interlocking was moved down there. All right, let's see what the people are saying. Wait, what are people talking about? Oh, one for the only trains, Mission Bay. Yep. So this is just when they were doing that big platform reconfiguration at before they did it. So yeah, there's. Let me see how I've annotated this. Yeah. So Coast excludes track 1, the old Clara Tower, Santa Clara Station. I've actually used Santa Clara Station a couple times, both because the airport bus goes there. And then you have the CP Franklin, and you have weird the track numbers all get wonky in here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to look at. I just wanted to verify the signal numbers. Track 4, 2, 1, 3. Okay. All right, next bunch. And if you see, this is the before they built the diesel shop. I don't know where they were getting them serviced before they built the diesel facility. That's interesting. So the old coast. These are really bizarre signals. They probably went in when Clara Tower was closed in the 90s. So I don't even know what track that is there. Out of the end of Santa Clara Yard. Looks like the yard mast. Don't know what I called that back in the day. Let's see. Lawrence. The Signal, the other one. Bowers. Coast. Yeah. Clara gets its debut photo. I love the little CP Coast sign on the thing there. That chain link fence has been around Clara Tower for as long as it was there the last time I was there. And here we have the old wackadoo. So here we have the old CP Coast signals. They use the old unilenses. I'm not sure how many indication aspects, because you have that high one. I guess they could show 3 at everything, but it would have been interesting to see what these actually would display. And here we have some Union Pacific power. Looks like an SD70 and 2 SD40s. SD70 looks like 4701. I have to get a pen out for this stuff. You can take a look at that, if that makes sense. 3134 and 3344. Yeah, it's a 70M on the first one, and should be 2 SD40s. Although they might be off roster or renumbered. Yeah, they renumbered them. It looks like SD40Ns when they redid them. Is 3134 something that would have been a number? $31.33. Yeah, that would have been 1 away. So I guess it's either gotten sold or turned into an N. P 3344, 31, 34, 4701. Newhall Yard. Might as well call it that. Oops. Anybody have an issue with that? Oh, wow, more of these things. So this is CP Franklin. Man, these signals are all weird. Makes me wonder if all of this was done at, if these were restricted, is that a green? Or, yeah, it's probably a restricted speed thing there. I bet this is all under CP Clara, or Clara Tower. Anyone on the East Coast, I'm doing my railfan trip, my SEPTA trip tomorrow, if anyone's interested. Oops. Coast Franklin. Yeah, almost every one picture I have is of Franklin. Yeah, that's a huge difference. Because it's a full crossover and they interlocked that yard switch and gave it a signal. Because back now it's just a trailing crossover and two whatevers. Yeah, that vanished pretty quick. Here we have Ace 3105. Don't know if he's parked there or moving. I guess he's on the parking track. And some Newhall Yard there. Oh, what did I call that? 4209? No, it's 4701. Did I just not look closely? I don't know. Next. Franklin. Yeah, I heard they got the stupid chargers for some reason. Though it's interesting of how, with Amtrak would always put two P40. I mean, it's interesting how much everybody thinks that F40 PH doesn't have a lot of power compared to all the newer stuff, but it's especially in flat terrain, it can haul a lot. Metro definitely shows that. Now, which interlocking is this? You have to go look it up. Yeah, I've seen they store south. Well, no, in 2006, it was on a storage track. That track has a hand-operated end. And as you saw in CP Franklin, this track there is all hand-operated. So he wouldn't be moving. That's CP Stockton. Let's see what I can make of Stockton. Huh. That's interesting. Whatever they were thinking, they didn't do it. So that's the original cantilever at Stockton. They put in this new one, has some new signals on it. And then the signals are gone. Yeah, they put a mast up there. I guess they wanted to interlock that switch. So that's interesting. very bright in these photos. And here are the new Stockton northbound cantilever with the storage yard starting to go in. I mean the shop facility and storage yard. Let's see what I got us. No, I need Stockton. Aha. There are two cantilevers at CP Stockton. You gotta mention which one you're talking about. And here we have the new maintenance area. So I guess I'll probably just do this as a referencing the shops. So anyway, in this is the old version, but this track he's on is a jointed. That's a yard track. Lights aren't on. That dude's parked. Okay. There's the shop building as we enter the was then brand new CP. CP Shark, which I always love because it's named after the. Or is this part of Julian? That's a question. Let's see. Bowers, Coast, Franklin, Julian. No Shark. So this whole thing would have been this monster CP Julian. It's today divided into Shark, but then it was still CP Julian. Let's see what I called it then. Yeah. And that's gonna be like. Yeah. I'm not sure how this was. I mean, I'm not. In this case, I wonder why it was just one giant interlocking. Probably because it had a back-to-back component. Alright. 2 left. Don't know what track that is. Maybe someone can... I guess it's on the diagram. The Warm Springs subdivision. Don't know what the heck that is or where it goes. Someone can probably tell me. Yeah, that's got to be the Warm Springs mast. I think that governs that track there, not this track, because there's his signal. It's a little... What the hell is a Warm Springs? What the hell is... Oh, there it is. Oh, I see what that is. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's that thing that you'd think that you'd get to via the coast sub, but isn't, because the coast sub wants to be special and take its own special route via there and there. Whatever junction that is, I think. Oh, that's Niles. No, the... Oops. Yeah, that's where the Capital Corridor comes down, and our other friends, I think, come via somewhere up here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they come out at North Elmhurst. So many little crazy passenger routes, like the Coast Starlight uses the Coast sub, while the Capital Corridor uses the other sub, and nothing uses the Warm Spring sub. Oh, and that's where that other track comes in. Alright, I see. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they ever found a use for that. For transit or whatever. And here we have 407 at Julian. Man, that's bright. There it goes. That's a little bit better. Huh. Alright, good enough. Okay, 71 and 72s are skips, so... There we go. Super fun time at CP... Does anybody know why it's called CP Julian? That'd be a good question to ask the people who live nearby. EMD pushed hard because at the time they purchased those, everybody hadn't consolidated around the Chargers. But the problem with the F-125s is they weren't able to offer the reliability of a 710 power plant. You can get 710s in Tier 4 now. We'll see if those become more popular. Just reading your stuff. I mean, no one's making them, do, like, yeah, the charges are tier 4, but no one was making, there's no requirement to do tier 4. Now, I think there's political pressure in California to do it. Yeah, if they overhauled it, there's nothing the feds would do to make them do tier 4. Maybe they have to do like a tier 0 plus. It's pretty trivial, though. You can put some catalytic converter things in the exhaust stack. I was reading a lot up on the emissions things with EMD. Someone that I ran into once told me that one of the things that zapped the whole 710 tier 4 effort was a faulty test issue. That they were doing tests and there was like a faulty fuel thing and they didn't check it out, so like the results got screwed and the project got canceled before they realized that the testing was wrong. I don't know. This is where I gotta find, like, I've been able to scrape some numbers for some of the switches in Julian. Because they had them written, but I wasn't able to necessarily get them all. Well, you can kind of see what that one was. Oh, I guess I'm not going to be able to get them. I wish I had a diagram of all the switch numbers. I don't know what Siemens... All of them got into a cost war. That's one of the issues. A new charger should not cost less than a rebuilt F40. I mean, freight railroads all over the place are rebuilding everything they can to avoid all the tier 4. So, if the profit-motivated companies are rebuilding, then mark my words, you should be rebuilding. So currently, this has been split into CP Shark, named after the San Jose's pro hockey team. I mean, San Jose gets a pro hockey team, but Hamilton, Ontario can't, or Quebec City. Come on. And on this side, it's CP Alameda. I guess named after the character from 24. But today, in 2006, it's all CP Julian, and they just had this intermediate signal bridge. What am I calling this? First, what did I call it back in the day? Nah. No, that's bad. I had a consistent name for it. This one, it's called the 473 bridge. Did I read that somewhere? Oh, I guess I did. Oh, here are all the switches and the appropriate numbers. That's the 3 switch. Oops. Alright, one sec. What do I do to get this back? It's something. There it goes. So something calls this the 473 bridge, and I must have seen it somewhere. This is like a diagram somewhere in here. Some signal rules. It's not in. It's not there. Oh, here we go. See, yes, Signal Bridge 473. It's the 4. That's where I read it. The 473 bridge. They don't give you numbers here, but this is the old. That's where the old engine house used to be. Today, of course, you have 8 tracks, I think. Alrighty. And I love the power derail there. The question is, which tracks are we on? Okay, that's... Oh, I have the diagram. Track 1, 2... This is track 2 and 3, coming on that platform there. And this whole terminal at this point, they were running pretty much today's schedule, just without with half the number of tracks. It was a madhouse, with a lot of movements going up and down. It was sort of like Trenton. If you're not from the East Coast, Trenton, New Jersey, before they built the yard across the river, had this whole thing of they were stashing train sets and all over the place, and they have to reverse stuff in. Oh, it was crazy to see how that would work back in the day. That's track 3 and 4. I'm assuming that name is free. Alright, good enough. This is number 927. One question is do the SC44 Chargers have HEP or a pony engine? Because honestly, if they're pulling it off the prime mover, it's highly likely that they won't have any more power. I mean, they might have more tractive effort or because they're AC, but they might not actually have any more horsepower than the older units that all have except for those couple of F40 PH-2s that have the pony engines. The HEP, HEP is that's a good 600 horsepower at least. So 44 minus 600, that's 38. So I guess it would have slightly more horsepower than the P36s. I think that those are HEP. They don't have HEP pony engines, so they're not really that much more powerful. Yeah, there's the old engine house. Wow, look at that. It they couldn't have been able to do all their stuff in there. I don't know where they would outsource it to. I guess Union Pacific would take it for the major stuff. Yeah, you can't even see where it used to be, where the old engine house. So there's the long platform. There's the short platform. Then this was the Ace Amtrak platform there. And everything else here was yard storage tracks that they were able to dump 2 additional. When they built the yard, they put 2 additional platforms in. That's CP Cahill, and that's Alameda. They're not putting any wire up over the At least in this picture. Oh, I can't quite tell where all the wire is going to go. I wonder where the AC motor stop's going to be. Oh, they got wire down there. Sorry, I'm sort of doing my own thing. I guess they're going to go all the way to Tamian? That makes sense. Yeah, they got the wire up there. Huh. Yeah, it will be interesting to see where that goes. All right, what do we got here? We got some Ace equipment. See, the Ace stuff's just parked all over the place. Maybe that other yard wasn't built yet in 2006. So we have 3102, 3305, Caltrain 116, and then a 4000 series. Oh man, this stuff's getting out of order again. There it is. Jeez. Not even doing this right. I'm not even gonna crop this. Yeah, I'll keep all of it. Well, no, I'm gonna get rid of this little bit of the shaded platform. And down. Plus Caltrain 900 at San Jose, which I misspelled. There we go. 3102 plus 905. Man, how did I just get away with just not notice how undersaturated my old photos were by trying to use the stupid clarify tool a lot? It's interesting also that some of these were the MP5s, MPI built, where the you can tell that there were some differences there. It's interesting how also MPI, which was totally the EMD passenger, like, yeah, EMD doesn't want this business, but we'll do it, like, took over GE Erie. All right, who do we have here? 3305 and 8301. There it is. All right, and Caltrain 900 plus some sort of capital quarter bi-level, number unknown. Nah, I'm not going to be able to get that number either. I think it's some sort of 6000 series, but eh. Come on. This picture just freaking up and vanished. It's not in the set at all. Wow. There's nothing wrong with that photo. It's perfectly fine. Did I just screw something up? Years ago? Here are my pictures of 900. Nope, it just got missed. That's really weird. Well, that's why I'm doing this. You find the stuff that you missed. So, okay, I went and saw my friend, and I came back a couple hours later, and then I'm on my way up to San Francisco for my work event. I was not in the same train set. But so I'm going to do a couple. Normally I would stop, but I'm already short a few. So I'm just going to do these. And then we'll have the finale will be, the finale is going to be on Tuesday night. Tomorrow, look for my NRHS thing. If Brian wants to post that in the chat, he might want to do that now. Thank you. I'm sorry. I was giving out the email. I was giving out that link all day, but it's stuck on my phone, and trying to emailing it to myself on this computer would not be the best use of your time. Interesting signals here on the 473 bridge, and whatever. It looks like switch 7. All right, let's see what I can do with this. Yeah, that's 9. That's 7. 15 derail? Oh, that's the 15 derail. Okay, cool. I can go quickly rename that. It's the 15 derail. Alright. I wouldn't be, if that's the 7, I wouldn't be, that looks like the 3, and that's got to be the 1 switch. The 1 switch. Okay. I'm here. That's going to be the 7 switch. It's the 473 bridge. Northbound. And let me see what track I'm looking at. Track 1 and 2, 3. Track, is it 3? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's going to be track 2 approach, and track 1 is clear. That looks good. And the last one is going to be this 3-switch reverse. Oh no, that's normal. And then approach on the Warm Springs mast. I'd love to know what sort of tower they had control in this. The West is such an interesting such a different ecosystem from the East, because it developed way later. So you had way less traditional towers, way more CTC, but of the early kind of CTCs. So this was probably something that, I'm sure there was a traditional tower here, but it was probably very simple. Then this all went in, and clearly in the 80s, it's this S&P style, probably from a push button, something in the station building. Alright, that should be all for now, and we'll have a full-sized one next time. Let me just check, see what any questions were. Whoops. Oh, no. The mouse is starting to be irritating again. Shoot. Judiana Shops. Thank you. Oh, wait, did the link get posted? I didn't see where it is. It's not showing up on my end. I'll be done in just a second, but I'm just checking the, yeah, there's the Ace tracks. I don't know when that Ace yard got built. I mean, you'd think it'd have been there for a while, but for some reason they were storing them all over the other yard. The UP, I think, starts at Lick. Southern Limit Caltrain Dispatching. So, where the overhead's gonna... where the AC motor stop is gonna be, I'm not sure. Probably somewhere down, probably at least a train's length south of Tamian. I hung out there once. So, alright, do we get that link posted? I'm not seeing it in the chat. Is it like zapping links? Here, let me check it. I can always pull it off a Telegram. That's what I can do. I can just look at Telegram. Duh. There's the Zoom link. So in the chat. Did you see that? Alright, if you didn't see it from me, it's getting filtered. Well, anyway, I'm doing a Zoom thing on my SEPTA trips, so a couple things before I leave. One, my SEPTA trip's tomorrow. For anyone in the Philadelphia area, anybody wants to come out, starts at 8:45 a.m., Market East Station, east end of Market East Station. Make sure you get your Independence Pass loaded on your SEPTA key card before you come out to the trip. I'm just going to delete the HTTP. There we go. And if you're not, 7:30 p.m. EST, there's going to be I'm doing a NRHS presentation on 20 years of, due to 20 years of SEPTA midwinter trips. So... anyone who, sorry for anyone who missed it. Jessica, make sure you catch the link. So 20 years of SEPTA Midwinter Trips. You can follow that in. If anyone asks who you are, just say you're with me. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Sorry if this went a little bit over time. Actually, kind of didn't. And I'll see you all back here Tuesday, or if you tune into my talk tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Good night.